Today we got two powerful unsung heroes of the Marvel Universe going head to head. Blue Marvel is taking on Black Bolt. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out.
Hear the music.
I could do this all day.
When Adam discovered his superpowers, he fashioned a secret identity with which to protect his country and became Blue Marvel. He served as a hero for years. He was one of the most popular heroes of his time. However, Adam was pressured by the government to retire because of how much power he had and for being black. He was later forced out of retirement to face his greatest foe and former best friend, Anti-Man. Blue Marvel's powers were a result of radiation from the negative zone, and turned him into one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Adam is the first antimatter generator, and this antimatter is the source of his power. He possesses vast physical strength. He's in the same league as Thor, Hulk, and Sentry. The upper limits of his strength are unknown, but he's been able to send Sentry into outer space with one punch, easily move a meteor the size of Arkansas, and the Watchers said he was capable of splitting the moon in half. Blue Marvel was also as durable as heroes like Thor and Hulk, and he withstood a nuclear detonation at ground zero, without any sign of harm. Despite his nigh invulnerability, he can be injured, but Adam has a regenerative healing factor and can recover incredibly quickly. Blue Marvel can fly by manipulating gravitons and magnetic fields, and can fly far beyond supersonic speeds. This also means that he can move and think thousands of times faster than a normal human. Blue Marvel also has superhuman reflexes, agility, and stamina. However, what really sets Blue Marvel apart is his antimatter manipulation. Antimatter releases energy at 100% efficiency, and 1 gram of antimatter contains the same energy as an atomic bomb. With this, he can release beams from his hands that can cause extreme damage. He can also lower the intensity to simply stun opponents. Blue Marvel can release an omnidirectional antimatter pulse, hit people with antimatter-enhanced punches, or create energy shields. He's also able to manipulate other forms of energy, and can manipulate matter at a molecular level with great precision and control. So that's who we got in one corner, Blue Marvel. But now entering the ring, Black Bolt, the king of the Inhumans. The king of the Inhumans, Black Bolt is cursed and blessed with a quasi-sonic voice. He must remain forever silent, for with the slightest whisper, he can destroy cities, with the loudest screams level continents. Black Bolt's primary superhuman ability is the power to harness free-flowing electrons. One of his most devastating weapons is his actual voice. Only a whisper can level a city. He can cause distant dormant volcanoes to become active again and create massive tremors. It's even been said that his shout generates enough force to destroy planets. Recently, it's even been shown that the power behind Black Bolt's scream is tied into his emotions, especially his anger, which would actually explain the fluctuation of power behind his quasi-sonic scream. But Bolt's scream isn't his only power. He's also able to harness the electrons in other ways, such as enhancing his physical strength. On average, he's just able to lift around 2 tons, but as he enhances his strength, he can battle against the Thing. Then he also has an extremely powerful attack called the Master Blow, which is where he channels all available energy he has into one arm for a massively powerful punch, able to knock out the Hulk. However, this attack does severely drain him and leaves him vulnerable. Black Bolt can also fire a powerful blast of energy from his hands, and create force fields powerful enough to stop a meteor. He can also manipulate matter and energy, allowing him to transmute objects and even destroying a solar flare powerful enough to annihilate the planet. Finally, Bolt can also fly faster than 1,000 miles per hour by emitting a jet of rapidly moving electrons. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, these are two of the most underrated and underused powerhouses in the Marvel Universe. And I'll be the first to admit I've undersold both of these guys in the past. But today we're going to try and give them their due, just show how truly powerful they are. So let's start off taking a look at physicality. Now, Blue Marvel has carried a meteor that was easily the size of Arkansas and thrown its Presidential Medal of Freedom so hard that he could have split the moon in half. But I really think that Adam is at his best strength-wise when he's actually in a fight. When Blue Marvel punched Namor, Namor said that only Thor and Hulk had ever struck him that hard. He's knocked out the ultimate version of Hulk with just one good hit, and he's defeated King Hyperion, a villain that's killed other versions of Blue Marvel, of Hulk, of Thor, of Sentry, and even Eternals from different Earths and from different dimensions. He was ambushed by the Avengers once, a team consisting of Iron Man, Sentry, Wonder Man, Miss Marvel, and Ares, and Blue Marvel went on to punch Sentry into outer space with one hit, and almost instantly knocked him out. Adam went on to gain the upper hand over the Avengers, and was only defeated because Sentry dive-bombed him from outer space, and had even almost knocked Sentry out in the process. Then there's his fight against Anti-Man. Now, Anti-Man hasn't had much history in the Marvel Universe, as his only other main fight was against the Avengers. But this was an Avengers roster consisting of Iron Man, Miss Marvel, Sentry, Black Widow, Yellow Jacket, Ares, Wonder Man, the Wasp, and She-Hulk. Anti-Man absolutely dominated all of these heroes, with Iron Man saying that his power level is off the charts. Reed Richards remarked that it's a miracle that the Avengers were able to survive his attack at all, and Sentry even said that he had never seen someone so powerful before. And yet, when Adam went up against Anti-Man, Blue Marvel dominated the fight once he began to take it seriously, and even finished Anti-Man off for good. However, while Blue Marvel is definitely stronger, that's not to say Black Bolt isn't strong as well. I mean, Hulk has acknowledged how strong Black Bolt is in the past, and it's even been remarked in the past that Black Bolt could be considered a close second in terms of strength. And he's then gone on to send Namor flying with a punch, send the Thing flying through several thick walls with just one good hit, and he's even battled against Gladiator before and pinned him to a wall. So what about durability? Well, Blue Marvel is insanely durable, just like he's insanely strong. This guy really is one of the most powerful heroes on Earth. He's had a hydrogen bomb go off in the palm of his hands. Nuclear bombs aren't powerful enough to stop him, and he's even taken laser blasts from a space fleet that was threatening to destroy the Earth. He's unfazed by blasts from Nova, taking punches from a flood of Sentry-level symbiotes, and even taking a barrage of punches from the real Sentry. On top of that, the guy's taking blasts from Anti-Man, who was able to fight against the Avengers, and was beat down from King Hyperion, but he was able to get back up and keep on fighting through all of it. But just like with strength, Black Bolt shouldn't be underestimated when it comes to durability. The King of the Inhumans really is so much more than just a loud voice. He's taken punches from Gladiator, was in the center of a city-sized explosion, and came out the other side relatively unscathed, and even survived the T-bomb at Ground Zero, with the resulting explosion blowing up the whole Shi'ar Imperial fleet. However, with speed, gotta say that Blue Marvel is a whole lot faster. Yes, Black Bolt has weaved between gunfire, and is described as having lightning-like reflexes, but Blue Marvel has been able to pretty much instantly fly from the Earth to the moon, and he didn't even seem to be in that much of a hurry. Yeah, Blue Marvel is definitely physically superior to the Silent King, But that's not even really the crux of the arguments here. Because while Black Bolt is physically superior than most people think, his greatest asset in this fight, really in any fight, has got to be his voice. The slightest whisper is capable of liquefying opponents and destroying spaceships. He sent groups of heroes flying backwards, an injured gladiator with just a whisper. He was able to stop a fight between two Herald-level beings, knock out an alternate version of Terrax, destroy billions of tons of rocks, and when focused through a machine, he was actually able to punch a hole through space and time. He's shattered an antimatter dome that Iron Man, Vision, and Thor weren't able to get through. He's injured Thanos with a shout, and shook an entire planet, awakening distant volcanoes on the opposite side of the world with a yell. It's even been said that his voice would have been the greatest weapon that the Skrull Empire would have ever possessed. Spider-Man considers Black Bolt to be the second or third most powerful hero on Earth, and even Sentry is worried about confronting Black Bolt in fear of him using his voice. How even the Beyonder respects Bolt and his power, bowing before his king. And Vortex, a powerful cosmic being, blinked at the thought that Black Bolt might speak and use his voice. And that's not even the only thing that Black Bolt can do. He's able to gather electrons into his arm for a single strike, which is comparable to an entire beatdown from the Hulk. He's able to redirect energy blast, can control the electrons in other people's bodies, reverse polarities of electron fields, can drain energy with one blast, and can smash every electron in somebody's body into an adjacent electron. So the question is, can Blue Marvel stand up to that level of power in those attacks? Yeah, I'd say he can. For starters, we gotta remember and we gotta realize that Black Bolt is never really gonna go all out with his voice if he doesn't have to. The king is very conscious of his power and his control over it, and he really rarely cuts loose, even if he's going up against a big threat. Like when he battled against someone like Gladiator. Bolt didn't shout, he just whispered. Secondly, Blue Marvel was taken by some Anti-Man, who's powerful enough to trash the Avengers, and his force fields have even held up to King Hyperion's heat vision, which is said to be more powerful than even Gladiator's heat vision. And while Sentry has been worried about fighting Black Bolt before, Sentry said that the Anti-Man was the most powerful guy he'd ever gone up against, and Blue Marvel was still able to beat him. He should be able to keep on fighting through Bolt's whispers and his normal attacks. And then there are Adam's attacks, like his energy projection that's been able to hurt King Hyperion, and even knock Galactus backwards. His antimatter blasts have even been said to contain the same amount of energy as countless atomic bombs. So end of the day, who wins? Well, I think a Black Bolt goes all out right from the beginning, just letting loose with one massive shout. I could see him coming out on top. I mean, his fights against Hulk and even Thanos are insanely impressive. However, if these guys fight like they normally do, then I'm gonna favor Blue Marvel. He knocked out Hulk with one punch, sent Sentry into outer space with just one hit, battled against all of the Avengers by himself, and defeated Anti-Man, who had trashed an Avengers roster, and the Avengers were shocked that it even survived the encounter. I think it'd be a great fight, but I do see Blue Marvel coming out on top here. Blue Marvel wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the Fanco army, and I will see you all next time.